Welcome to the Juice and Pop Show, top 10 tight ends. All right, y'all know based off of the title. I'm going to run through the tight ends real quick so y'all don't got to skip through the video. And then I'm going to break down the list for y'all. All right, y'all ready? Let's get to it. Honorable mentions real quick. I'm just going to let y'all know. Watch out for Kincaid. Watch out for Dalton Schwartz. And watch out for Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet could creep all the way up. Dalton Schwartz is right there on the bubble but could creep all the way down. All right, so let's get to the top 10 and let's start at the top. We got Mark Andrews coming in at number 1, going against Houston. So when you're playing Houston, it's a long and it's a bad day for you, right? No, not really. Houston, they got to show us something. So that's just instantly 1. So now let's get to the list. T.J. Hockenson at 2, Darren Waller at 3, Tyler Higbee at 4. Just hold on. 5, we got Kyle Pitts now. We got Kyle Pitts at 5. Dallas Goedert falls to 6. Then we got George Kittle at 7. At number 8, we got Evan Ingram. Now, Evan Ingram, we got to talk about this one. And then David Njoku falling to 9. And then at 10, we got Mike Gesicki, new tight end over there in New England. We know New England likes tight ends. So now let's break down the list. We talked about Mark Andrews just for a quick second. Y'all already know what you're getting out of there. Got to take it. Linebacker core, not really 100% sure. New safety is, y'all know the drill, right? T.J. Hockenson going against Tampa Bay. You got Levante David. He's going to play very well against the tight end. But they got a young wide receiver in Addison, and then they got a really good young wide receiver in Jefferson. So they got 2 wide receivers that are going to be able to space the field out a little bit. They're going to be able to create a lot of movement on the outside and safety help. So it's going to be able to free up one-on-one matchups with the tight end versus the linebacker. And with some tight ends, you can take the tight end. And in this case, you could take the tight end. Let's talk about Darren Waller falling at 3, playing Dallas. Now, this is where it could get tricky because Waller could go from like a 3 value all the way down to like 10, 11 value just because of who they're playing. You don't really know what you're getting out of that offense yet because it's a first-year tight end there. And it's a first-year offensive coordinator for the Giants. So you know he wants to involve him, and you know he's probably seen him at practice, and he's like, okay, how can I utilize him? So now we kind of got to figure out how is he actually going to utilize him. So that's the big question mark that we have there. It's not really the player. It's not the athlete. It's what the targets are going to look like. It's what the offensive scheme is going to look like, and it's how it's going to look like with the New York Giants. But I feel like if Saquon Barkley is going to be able to get going how they want Saquon Barkley to get going, Evan Ingram has to be able to have a solid game against Dallas. So that's why I'm putting Evan Ingram up here. Now, these are the 2 that are going to be shaky, Tyler Higbee and Kyle Pitts. We can just talk about them both real easy. They're both here. Kyle Pitts, 1, based upon the talent, 2, based upon going against Carolina. And that's exactly why Tyler Higbee's here, minus the talent thing. Obviously, he's got it. He's in the NFL. But when it comes to like the Kyle Pitts, he doesn't have the Kyle Pitts talent. But Higbee knows Stafford. Stafford knows Higbee. And whatever quarterback ends up playing in that game, if anything of that nature happens and you knock on wood, guess what happens? Tyler Higbee's going to still be a useful weapon. And Cooper Kupp is out. Cooper Kupp is not playing. He is on IR. So guess what? That bumps up Tyler Higbee even more. You got to bump him up 1 more. For wherever you had him, put him up 1 more. Just simply because Cooper's out. Cooper Kupp's out. Now you take wherever you had him, put him up 1 more. Simply. And then this is where we can get a little tricky. We got Dallas Goedert playing New England. He's going to be either the second option sometimes, the first option sometimes, or the 5th option sometimes. Or not an option at all because they're running the ball. So that lets me know he's going to be used. He's going to be used a lot. But it's what's the opportunity is going to look like against New England, against that style of team. I feel like they would rather have Goddard beat them than allow A.J. Brown and Smith to beat them. So I feel like that can create some space and some opening inside of the middle of the field. But y'all let me know down in the comments what y'all think so far. I got Kittle falling all the way down to 7. Now he's at 7 because you got Brock Purdy. I just want to see. I just want to see what week 1 is. I just want to see week 1, what it is, what it looks like. I could be completely wrong. George Kittle's 3, 4, or 5 easily, like always. But just dropping him down right now. I just want to see fully what we have week 1. I know what we had at the end of the season, and it looked great. What do we got week 1 after an off season though, right? So that's kind of where I'm falling with that. And then we got Evan Ingram, which could creep inside of the top 5 bubble. against the Indianapolis Colts, or he could really fall down and be like the 14th tight end this week, or he could be the 17th tight end this week, or the 20th tight end. So that's kind of the risk that you're taking with Evan Ingram, but it's just, in your guys' leagues, you guys value touchdowns so much. So it's just the touchdown for Ingram. I'm not sure if it's going to be there, but it could be there. Y'all let me know. Now, because he's playing with Jacksonville. So Evan Ingram with Jacksonville. We seen what it looked like last year, but we just don't know what it's going to look like against. I like it. It's right there for me. As y'all can see, I'm still questioning myself, stalling out the video, stalling out what to even say to you guys. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. David Njoku could easily creep right there. But I got David Njoku at 9. One, he's on my fantasy team, so I don't really try to overvalue my guys sometimes, especially on my own chart. So sometimes I may throw my guy one lower than where I think he should go sometimes, specifically because I try to take my opinion out of it too. So maybe Njoku goes above Ingram here, but I'm going to keep it how I have it. I like the matchup against Cincinnati. It's a division game, baby. You got to have it. So somebody's got to make some plays, and David Njoku's a veteran on the team, so it's time to make some plays, right? So somebody's got to make some plays. And then you got Mike Gesicki falling all the way to 10 against Philly. New England loves tight ends. Mac Jones likes tight ends. Mac Jones likes to throw the ball over the middle. Mac Jones likes to go to read options. Not read option as in the play, but he likes to go into the read option that's designed for the play. So if the play calls for a certain route pattern, he really wants to get it to where the ball's supposed to go. But if it's not supposed to go there, he's actually pretty well at being decisive with the ball in his hand, quickly to understand that the defensive scheme has either switched zones from what he thought it was from pre-snap to being a snap. So I don't think Mac Jones is going to throw the pick over the middle, trying to feed the ball too much if that's what happens. So I think you could see Mike Gesicki possibly having 3 to 6 catches, anywhere between 35 yards and a touchdown, or all the way up to 85 yards and no touchdown too. So, but could be a useful weapon for New England over there. And that'd be a lot of yards for the tight end based upon what we've gotten out of previous years out of tight ends out of New England. And they've signed tight ends. So it's kind of where I'm sitting with it. Cole Kmet could easily take Evan Ingram's spot on this list. I just want to make that clear. Kincaid has the talent to where he could take a lot of these spots on this list. Let's make that clear. But it doesn't mean that I think that they can score enough fantasy points to make the list right now in week 1, right? But I got to see something from Kincaid. Dalton Schultz were at the bubble point to where they want to use Ferguson. Ferguson could easily be on this list. I'm not sure. Like, I don't know. So I just don't know with that, right? I just don't know. And out of all the options there, it's a good option, and Dak loves the tight end. I feel like they should have went and picked up a tight end for Dak, but they tried to do that in the draft with Ferguson. So y'all let me know down in the comments how y'all feel about that. And that actually kind of wraps up the list. If I could give y'all a sleeper to think about, let me think. What's a sleeper? What's a sleeper that's out there in y'all leagues? I don't know. I'll probably pin something down in the comments for y'all. All right, I love y'all. Go. Oh, yeah, subscribe to the Juice and Pop Show. Like, all of that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, hold on. Last thing. Y'all see the new wall? Hold on. Y'all see the new wall? Yeah, I know, that's tough. Shout out to the Pops. You feel me? Shout out to the OG. All right, boom. From the Juice and Pop Show,